let's get good. This is Endless Space 2 Awakening, and we are playing as the Fireborn Guardians of the Galaxy, the Unfallen. In our last episode, we just finished wiping out the UE. We have not gotten the elimination message yet, but I suspect that will happen when we next end our turn. It may not, though, because the UE did lose a system here that is being invaded by the pirates that we caused to spawn by hacking their capital over and over again. So, because they can still reclaim this system, potentially, if they have a colony ship, they may not give us an elimination message until that's done, or we take this system, which is something I'm considering doing. We are a little bit worried about being too far over our expansion limit here, but so far it hasn't had much impact, so we can definitely try it. The one thing I do want to keep in mind here, though, is that with the UE eliminated, it is now time for us to sort of demilitarize. We want to focus back in on our victory condition in this case, which is going to be a wonder victory, I think, so we'll try to focus on that. We did lose our entire population on Herolium as sleepers, so we're trying to detect the sleepers there. Our anti-stealth is not that high. We're working on getting the higher version of it, which I believe is right here. I'm actually going to move that up in the queue. I'm curious whether or not there is a higher one than that. I think this is it. Stage 3 should be the highest anti-stealth we can get. The other thing is we do have the Academy fleet at our beck and call, and I believe that they are well on their way to Herolium because they have anti-stealth. And I'm curious whether or not they'll be able to find the sanctuaries, because I went ahead and started using the sleeper reintegration system, which I should have used in the first place. Like, I thought sleeper coal would be a good idea, but it did just wipe out a ton of our population, which actually set us back quite a bit. We are gaining a new pop here every turn, so it's not the end of the world, but the reality is that was not the best way to handle it. It probably would have been better to just use sleeper reintegration here and then get higher stealth detection so that we could wipe out sanctuaries, because the way that they're installing those sleepers is by turning their pop into sleepers on sanctuaries, which is problematic. This is all because we allied with the UC, a mistake that we made that we will probably never repeat. That being said, I do want to move us more into pacifism after this, including ending this big galactic war. I do want to make sure the UE is gone first, though. Like, if they have one system left somewhere, I don't want to declare peace right now and let them keep it, because that's not going to happen. What's really crazy is the pirates that we spawned for the UE are over here invading our Hisho allies. Wow, and they are really, really invading our Hisho allies. So, what do we want to do here? We have some fleets. We can definitely go out and take some shots on people and try to clear stuff up. We could go try to snipe Cygnus here real quick before we declare peace. I mean, this is the time for us to capture systems with lots and lots of resources that we might want. Super Spuds isn't really that appealing, but it's something. Mira would give us a foothold into this sort of star lane over here. I'm not sure that we really want any of those, to be honest, though. Like, they're just not that appetizing. Something like Shaddai here would be much more interesting. Even Leo here is more interesting because it's 4 planets and there's some nice resources. Ingress is okay. We could pacifically convert this, I believe. Or we used to have the option to do that. I don't know why we don't now. Oh, it must be because they have an actual fleet here. No, that doesn't make sense either. Interesting. Okay, so I don't know why we can't pacifically convert this now when we could last turn. Perhaps something has changed. I don't know. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. We don't need to pacifically convert it right now anyway. We're about to capture MENYS, which is far more valuable, realistically. And then once we capture MENYS, maybe we'll take Leo and worry about Ingress. Then again, systems like Yursh could be very nice. Got some decent resources there. Guyana here, for example, though, that's a system. That's a system we would love to take, but we'd have to go through Yursh, which is not a realistic thing here. We're not trying to extend the war by that much, but if there's one more system we can kind of snipe, I'm not opposed to it. Cygnus looks like one of those systems that we could potentially snipe. And we should have a Vine fleet on the way here, as well as the last ship for our Great Club fleet is here. Hello there. Merge you in. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a Vine fleet well upon its way to get there. And we do have a pirate fleet kind of hanging out here. What I might do is actually send this pirate fleet over here to help clear the way for the Vine fleet that's coming through. I think that makes a lot of sense here. And then we've got our longships and our skells here that we captured from the enemy, which honestly I'm fine using just to defend our allies that he show here. I think that's a good way to go about that. Can we not attack them? Did we already attack with these guys this turn? Is that why? Yeah, can't afford one action point. Okay. Do you guys have an action point, though? Do you? It seems they do. Let's send... Well, they're going to take 2 turns to get there anyway, so it's not going to matter. At the very least, this fleet being here should make it so that if our Vine fleet lands, they can't directly attack the Vine fleet, so that's a plus. We've got a resource finder over here that is not going to find any more resources because we basically scanned down everything. Is there anything in Altair to be scanned? There is not. So we could come over here and scan Cygnus with him. I'm actually fond of that idea. We're going to send him up to Cygnus and do some scanning up there. Are there any more curiosity techs? That's another good question to ask here, because if there was another curiosity tech, we would want to pick that up. What is that? Ooh. Interesting. Like, I rarely end up getting these end-tier things. We usually finish the game well before that. So, like, looking around at these, there are some very interesting things here that we could pick up. Like, Pocket Laboratory there is amazing for science generation late game. Nullifies the effects of negative anomalies. Planetary Specialization that does that. That's incredible. Advanced Non-Baryonics. Plus 20% science per Empire at War. I mean, that's appetizing, but we're really trying to end the war right now. We're trying to focus in on our production and start building some awesome wonders. So let's get towards that. Power of the Endless. You know what? I've actually not done the Wonder Victory condition. We should probably confirm what we need to do this. Your alliance has built 0 of 6 obelisks of all space-time. Okay, so let's see where the obelisk of all space-time is. Obelisk. No. Wonder. No. Alright, so that's not how we find that. Might of the Endless. Wealth of the Endless. Genius of the Endless. Okay, so I'm not seeing obelisks of all space-time there. I'm sure that there's like a symbol for it that I'm missing. Ah, here it is, here it is. Okay, so Obelisk of All Space-Time is right there. Is there a different one on each tier, or do we just need that one? Okay, we just need that one. I haven't done the Wonder Victory before, to be honest. So with Obelisk of All Space-Time, we do need a ton of resources here. We're actually shy on quite a few of those strategics, but we are generating more and more every turn. We do have governors going down that are helping with the generation on that. We're also capturing new systems that provide that, so... It seems like our number one thing we need to gain more of is Orichalcics, so we definitely want to be looking at systems that have Orichalcics that we could potentially gain that from. It seems that the best overall option to grab that right now is potentially here on Fad, which would give us 3. Leo would also give us 3, so maybe we do colonize Leo right here. I actually think that's probably going to be a great idea for us. The question is, which of these planets would we like to start out on? And I think the best start would be here on Leo 2, this Mediterranean. So we'll go ahead and colonize this, and we'll go manage the system. We're just going to build a ton of production stuff here. Obviously, we will fix the order on that production stuff so that we're building things in a more logical fashion. That's a little bit better right there, for example. And then we can go for a level 2 upgrade right away. That'll help them produce more stuff faster. The only non-production thing we're building right away is Cerebral Reality, and that's just to counter the negative dust gain right here. And then once we finish those things, we'll want to do mining and expanded mines. Is that expanded mines? Yeah. Miners Union and expanded mines so that we can get more strategic resources out of these planets. And of course, the next planet we want to colonize is the one that has the Orichalcics on it. So if we can increase our generation of those resources, that'll help us to build the obelisks of all space-time. Right now, we don't have the resources to build it. We could go to the market and try to buy those resources, but I feel like there are better ways to get them, and I think that increasing our overall generation is more conducive of that victory condition anyway. So we've got Vine ships over here. I'm going to send the Vine ships over here because we could definitely expand out here. If we can get some of these things, that would be really, really nice. Additional dust, additional production. All of these things would add to our empire quite nicely. And in order to get to them, all we'd really need to do, in my estimation, is probably take Iris and potentially Cygnus or Mira. Taking Cygnus could be something we can handle very, very quickly, and I wouldn't mind that because Cygnus does have some decent resources there, but more importantly, it does have 5 planets for us to take advantage of, which is great. It may actually be worth it to go take our behemoth that we built for terraforming and switch it from Econ to terraforming again and send it over to Leo and see how that works, mainly just because I want to test it. Like, I'm not going to say it's because that's the most min-max efficient thing. I just want to test it. So we're going to do that. We're going to pull all of these off. We're going to give it a whole bunch of engines, all the engines, so that it can get there relatively quickly, because we want to free move it. We don't want to move it through enemy territory. That would be very bad. So we'll upgrade it, and then we will attempt to free move it straight to Leo. Is that a straight shot? It looks like it. Okay. 1 turn, straight there. Go, buddy, go. And as soon as he lands, we'll switch him over to the terraforming tech again, and we'll give that a shot. I don't think we're spending that much dust on these swaps, but if we are, we can always make it up later. Where is the terraforming tech? There it is. All right. Terraforming tech install shall begin. Can we not? Oh, we can't afford the 5,000 dust. Okay. So we are spending a little bit of dust doing this. We don't want to sell any more of our strategics. We need those very, very badly. So I'm going to see if we can sell some of our Transvine here. Wow. Transvine has no value whatsoever. What else can we sell, and what are we not using? Did we end up using Gigalatus? We did end up using Gigalatus, so we don't want to sell that. We don't want to sell our Endless Foundries. Voidstone we never actually used. That should be somewhat valuable. Or not. Luxuries have no value. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dark Glitter has value? What? Okay. Sure. Sure, we'll sell Dark Glitter. We'll sell a lot of Dark Glitter while it's valuable, because it's Dark Glitter. Let's just dump like 200 on the market. Is that going to be enough to get us to where we need to be? Maybe, just to be safe, we'll just dump like 220. There. 5.7k, that should be enough for us to experiment with our new terraforming behemoth. There we go. And now we can choose the terraforming options. Okay, so it is a matter of using it on planets that are not yet colonized, I'm assuming. Yeah, there we go. So thank you for whoever told us that in the comments. That is absolutely correct, and it's awesome that we now know that, because what we can do is something like this, where we terraform to either a steppes or a savanna. It does seem like the savanna is better here. Yeah, it's literally just 1 higher production. Like, why wouldn't we want that? But the ultimate goal is to get things to be a forest as well, so that's something worth considering. Before we do that, we should look at the negative anomaly here, which is Ice 10. -2 happiness, -2 food. So happiness and food are not things we're extremely worried about, so we'll go ahead and go for the terraform first instead. And we will do that to a savanna to start with. Now, my curiosity is, when this terraforming completes, does that actually colonize the planet? Because if it does, then this is really cool. And if it doesn't, then it's like, what? What is the... Oh, okay, I guess that's a thing. So here we can't attack yet, which is fine. And then over here we have siege ships just kind of hanging out. We're going to want to send them up here to Cygnus. Oh wow, they have another planet destroyer right here. So our allies are constantly in trouble, and we're gonna probably have to bail them out again. I think once our ships get through here, like our... Well, I guess one of our Vine ships is already through. There is a blockade here. I guess we'll clear this blockade next turn, and then we'll send this fleet over to help our Hisho allies over here in Glazer. Mainly because we... Well, I mean, if they lose Glazer and we were to recapture it, would that be the most horrible thing? No, our Hisho allies are good. They've been very good allies to us. I don't want to mess with them like that. That's not cool. We don't want to be like the UC, because the UC are just... annoying. The UC are the worst allies I have ever had with their sleeper crap. Okay, so we could build a microwave pipes here, which is not a bad idea. We could also build an adaptive taxation system, or yeah, adaptive taxation system. Now that is going to be somewhat useful to us because we do have some temperates and fertiles here, although the reality is we would rather turn these into forests if at all possible. It does not seem that that is an option though. So without that being an option, can we do this to a forest? We can. So terraforming that to a forest would take us 3 turns, and forests themselves are considered temperate and fertile, so we would still gain great value out of this adaptive taxation system, so I think we're going to build that. It also doesn't require strategics, which makes it an incredibly useful tech. Now, we could build microwave pipes, but that's going to cost us strategics. We don't want to spend our strategics right now. We want to hoard our strategics. In particular, we also want to generate more antimatter. Oh, that's a quest curiosity. Why didn't we scan that down? We had a scanner there. What? But it's not scannable. Okay, I'm just confused by that. I'm guessing that it has to do with this quest over here where we have to kind of annihilate this pincer fleet. In fact, maybe we do that. Maybe we do that and we add Indusa. Although Indusa's not a great system. Once again, having only 2 planets makes it not optimal for me. Let's go ahead and make sure that we have our hacks running, because it's going to tell us if we don't, and we don't want it to complain about our hacks. So let's go ahead and run a hack from Altair to Eros to Cygnus. The fact that a hack will run straight from Eros to Cygnus, I believe, means that we can probably run vines straight through like that as well. So we wouldn't really need Mira, and we'd be able to grab NGC QR32, NGC 7089, and then HD 50833 there as well. So getting Cygnus definitely seems like a good idea. I think that if we can capture that, that'll be worth it. And it'll take some of the pressure off of our Hisho allies here, and give the Vultures a reason to want peace with us. Even though I'm pretty sure we don't need to give them any more reasons for that, considering how much war momentum we have. Yeah. War momentum is a crazy, crazy thing. We have so much of it. Okay, time to end the turn. Time to end the turn. Let's see the UE disappear, hopefully. Come on. The United Empire has been eliminated from the galaxy. Tell us. Tell us, game. Tell us what we want to hear. Vulture's population has grown here, which is nice. Takes us to 10, which gives us a new unlock, which is just additional science output. That's not huge. We're actually not that excited about that. Now, the Deuvians we've just gained, those we want to pump. We are going to spend some luxury resources here that we would rather save for system improvements. But when it comes to gaining population types, or boosting population types so that we can unlock new bonuses, it's totally worth it, because ours is an empire that is surviving based on the diversity of population. So very, very happy to have some of these new pops in here. The Tikkanen, the Yusho, and the Deuvians are all new populations that we just gained when we took Altair. Ground battle at MENYS. Blitz them and finish this. Welcome to our new system. If we don't win this right here, I will be amazed. Just look at the difference in our forces. Just look at that. There is absolutely no way that they should survive this. There's no way. They have, like, 1 airship, a couple little Sophons who frankly are weak warriors anyway, and then, like, this one little walking tanky majig. Like, yeah, they're done. They're done. Get them, guys. Finish this. Oh, we may have lost a Guardian here, though. That's the best part, too, is your Guardians actually aid in invasions. Decisive victory. There we go. Now we can choose the fate of this system. So we're going to minimize that one. We'll minimize that one. We'll work our way through all of these in just a moment. Minimize that one. Imminent victory. Your alliance is close to achieving victory wonder. Okay. Decisive victory here. We have taken MENYS. We did unfortunately destroy a bunch of improvements. We lost the Sophon population, which isn't ideal, but that's okay. We will occupy MENYS for sure. MENYS has been captured. Now that is going to produce some unhappiness in our empire, and unfortunately we don't have any happiness bomb governors yet to fix it. So we should take a look. We're still at devoted though, like it barely affects us at all. Altair is only mutinous now. We are turning things around quite nicely here. Let's go take a look at MENYS and see what we can do with it. Definitely build some basic production stuff that got destroyed likely when we were invading them. You can't avoid that though. Unfortunately, there's no surefire way to safeguard everything as you're invading, and that's okay. I mean, we don't really need to surefire we don't need to surefire protect everything. We do want to go and do self-mining MPO, and I think we'll do that on every single planet in the system that we can, or that benefits from it first, and that's mainly just so that we increase our resource generation here. More self-mining MPO, please. Same here. More self-mining MPO. Beautiful. One thing that we haven't been doing that we can is we can start sending population from some of our systems to some of our other systems, especially the ones that were basically destroyed by the sleeper coal. But we'll do that as we go here. We did create My tongue, guys. Sorry, I had dental work yesterday. It's kind of making it hard to talk. We did get system relics here on MENYS due to that invasion, which is great. That's another little bonus. Take a look here at this solo quest, Desperado. Alciox broke the law, but it would be nice to keep peace within the Pulsos community, assemble a powerful fleet, and bring in her and her discoveries quietly. Facing near impossible odds, Alciox has surrendered and agreed to be taken in. Though expensive, the operation has won you favor with your Pulsos population, as many of them secretly admire Alciox. Her dust research, too, has proved very interesting. So, because of that, +3 manpower per Pulsos during the next 20 turns is our reward. And we got that for bringing a fleet to the Abella system. This actually completed on accident, but I'll take it. I'll take it. Basrixa's population increase will come to an end. Not if I can help it. Sophons are so close to 20 in our empire right now. That'll just boost our science. We're going to go ahead and give them some Jadniks for that. That is absolutely lovely. To pick up that many of a population in one swoop like that is just beautiful. Hey, Shaken Not Stirred is leveled up. We like this guy. He's cool. He's cool. Okay, so what do we want to give him, though, as a governor? 40% manpower capacity on system, gives him a little bit better defensive capabilities. Not super sold on that. Definitely rather have the production here, so we'll go with that. Can't wait to get to beam counter with him. That's going to make a big, big difference as a governor. Calgara's population on Altair is dying, and that is primarily because they are mutinous there. There's not a whole lot we can do to counter that. I mean, we could try to build more food, but they already have all the food improvements. It's basically just because of how unhappy they are. And there's really nothing we can do to stop that. Oh, wait a minute, there is. Super Tax Act is potentially something we could remove. Although that would basically decrease our dust gains by quite a bit. So maybe not worth it? No, I don't think that's worth it. I really don't. We're not gonna give up that much dust just to keep those people happy. They'll survive. As long as we don't lose all of their population, which is very unlikely, then I don't really mind. It is what it is. Now, with things like the Yusho and the Diuvians, if we saw that we were losing Yusho, Diuvians, or Tikkun in here, I would be a lot more concerned. But one thing we can do to help prevent that is we can actually start to spread those populations out, which is something we were talking about a moment ago. Population management has become a very time-consuming but enjoyable part of playing the Unfallen for me. So if you guys don't enjoy that, I'm very sorry, but it has been absolutely amazing to have to... Not even to have to, but to be able to spread that population around and get such rich rewards for it. Reap such rich rewards is what I wanted to say there. Anyways, we have gained so much from having the diverse population, and the main reason why is just that single science improvement is huge. The Center of Light and Life, +10 science per population type, is just a nice, simple science boost that we can basically get everywhere just by sending more and more populations around. And we have so many different pop types now. It's insane. In our empire, like, let's just take a real quick look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different population types. Mind you, the only people that usually have that many population types are the Horatio, who are eating them. So we're not even eating our pops, which makes it even better. Let's go ahead and take a look here at Libra. Libra is in need of something to construct. We definitely don't need microwave pipes here because that will take adamantium, and we're trying not to burn those resources. What can we produce here that will hold value? Body language is also going to take resources we don't want to expend. So we could turn our production into science here. We could also turn our production into dust. I do feel like turning our production into dust is probably a more optimal decision, but so is solar security operations here, provided that there is actually trade moving through Libra, which there should be, if I'm not mistaken. There is indeed. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. We'll boost our trade numbers there. And if we don't have anything to burn this dust on by the end of the turn, we will burn it to boost our trading. Our trade companies are something that we definitely want to be improving on here. We do have some more pirate assaults hanging out. We kind of need to consolidate our fleets because they're all over the place right now, and that's not really beneficial to us. This is ESO, which is 100% Unfallen right now. That in and of itself is problematic. We're going to want to move some of those population around. We will build solar security here as well. Do we have self-mining MPOs on everything that needs it? Almost. We need it on here as well. So we'll do that first. And then after that, we can also terraform. There's a lot of different options we have here, but I think the number one thing to do for the moment is just to move some population. Oh yeah, we're not being pacifically converted because that's not something that happens with us. So let's go ahead and take, like... Well, how many population do we have on Herolium that are Unfallen already? We have 1 Unfallen pop on Herolium already. Sending a few more over there will actually allow them to grow faster because the Unfallen produce more food. So we'll go ahead and send them 3 Unfallen. And we take a look here at Nair, and maybe there's some more diversified populations here that we can send over. We do have 2 Zavali, or rather 2 Sisters of Mercy and 2 Vaulters. And 1 Calgaros. So we're not going to send our 1 Calgaros because that would just mean we're not going to generate Calgaros here anymore at all. So we're going to target Herolium here, and we're going to send them a Vaulters pop and a Sisters of Mercy pop. It'll help us spread that population out a little bit more, and it'll give these systems an opportunity to use some of their food for growth because otherwise they just won't. They're already kind of capped. There's no need for it. Here we have a ton of Vaulters population. Where we send them is a totally different discussion. Actually, we can send them to ESO. Let's send a Vaulter from here to ESO. Wait, let's change this to ESO first. And then we'll go send you a Vaulter, send you a Sister of Mercy, and send you a Calgaros, because I don't think they have Calgaros over there either. Now, the reason we're doing this is because once we've moved those 3 population off, we can come up here to MENYS, and we can say, hey, can you go ahead and send down to Pardalis here a couple of Sophons. New collection bonus. You have unlocked a population collection bonus for the Sophons. Oh, that was just the 10-point bonus. We already had that game. We already had that, but thank you for trying. Now, what's crazy here is they just have Sophon Pop, which is sort of unfortunate because we don't really want to move 3 Sophon Pop to Pardalis. We'd rather move like a couple different types, but that'll have to do for the moment. Ooh, and it looks like there is... Oh, that's Ground Battle Remains. I don't think that'll actually give us any resources or anything. Sorry guys, my voice is having some issues once again with that beautifully fun dental work. How did... Oh, they must have just settled Cancer because we have Cancer entwined, which is kind of hilarious. So they've settled Cancer, but we have it entwined. They are being sieged by what looks like a pirate fleet. And they're actually being invaded by the pirates. I think that's hilarious. That is quite incredible. Okay, so we don't need to worry about that system at all anymore. Now, Leo has some things going on. Oh, look at that. Poor Vaulter ship here trying to do something with it, but that ain't gonna happen. We still cannot get Ingress. I think the reason that we can't pacifically convert Ingress is because we now hold a position in the Academy. I think if we didn't hold a position in the Academy, we would be able to do that. That being said, we should also be able to... There's the button for it. The Colorless Fist. So we can go ahead and build the Colorless ship anywhere we want, and I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to put that in Leo as a defensive force. That's what I was wanting. That may be how we spend our dust this turn. Colorless's command ship can go to Leo, please. Yes, confirm. Upkeep is 52 dust, that's fine, buy it out. Okay, so now we at least have a nice defensive ship here in Leo that's going to make sure that nobody messes with us, and we'll actually be able to take some pot shots at the Argosy here. So the Argosy has 0 defenses. We're just going to try to burn it out. Colorless's ship is just gorgeous. It's a full-on carrier. It's just gorgeous. We're going to go for 70% damage bonus on critical hits, and we can watch this, but they'll probably retreat. Yeah, they retreated. That's okay. We got some damage in on them. We made the point. Get your Argosy out of the areas that we're colonizing. You're not welcome here. Perseus is open to do any kind of construction we might need. Solar security, definitely an option here. Specialization-wise, there's not a whole lot we can do with this that's going to do a lot for us. It is temperate, so we could get some more... Nothing? Nothing. We can get some more nothing. Temperate doesn't do anything for us here, so we're probably just going to put Edenization, and we'll honestly put that behind Solar Security because we already have a ton of influence. So let's look at what else we could potentially do here. We do some more happiness. That's not really valuable for us. I think public 3D printing just goes in queue after that, or we could actually start terraforming. That's probably more beneficial. So we have determined that we cannot go from a savanna to a forest. My curiosity would be if we can go from an arid to a forest, and if we can, then it makes more sense to go arid and then go to forest, but we'll see if that actually works out. I really need to learn the terraforming tables, guys. We've been doing a lot more terraforming lately in our playthroughs, and not understanding the terraforming tables has been somewhat problematic for how we develop the Empire. So that's something I'll have to pay a little bit closer attention to in the future. For the time being, did our Vine fleets get through there? Go, little Vine fleets, go. They did. Which means we no longer need this fleet at Yabella. We're going to take them over here to Giazar. I thought it was Glazar, but it's Giazar. And we're going to help our Hisho allies out and potentially capture yet another Vaulter carrier, which would be amazing. Do you have less manpower? No, you don't. So they do have full manpower on this ship. The nice thing is it doesn't matter. They don't have any weapons, so we're gonna go minus 50% damage here, and that's by design. We don't want to blow this ship up. We want to capture it. Can you guys imagine if we captured a ship with a planet cracker? Oh, they just ran away though. Okay, well, sad times. Actually, I think we can beat them there. I think we can beat them there and actually potentially still capture that ship. That would be great. We do have this fleet here on Altair, our Great Club fleet that doesn't have anything going on right now, and I think with them what we'll want to do is we'll want to come over here to IMEX and take out these fleets. Yep, we're just gonna wipe these guys out. We'll go for minus 50% damage. That's mainly because we should decimate them anyway, but there's also a very good chance that we'll capture their ships. And we just hit time, so after this battle, we'll probably save up until the next episode. I do apologize for how long the population management bit takes, guys, but it's honestly one of my favorite things about the Unfallen gameplay is that population management. Come on. Let's do it. Let's take them. Capture all their ships. Oh, they have like no manpower too, so if we land boarding pods here, we just get their well... So much for that. So much for that. Our swarm missiles actually do significantly too much damage and just wiped everything. Oh, well, we also have bombers. This isn't the invasion fleet. Do we have boarding pods on here, though? Because I thought I saw their manpower go down. Oh, that's just because of the Heart's Hammers. That's right. Okay, I got confused. This is not our boarding fleet right here. We do have the ability to scan some stuff down, though. Let's see what else is here, and maybe this system will have the resources to be worth it. Science production there, not really worth it. Got a Guardian on IMEX, also not particularly worth it. Yeah, there's really not that much here that's kind of worth capturing this system over, so I'm not going to sweat that too much. What we could do, though, is send a siege ship towards Mira. I wonder how many turns that would take. We take our siege fleet and we move it here. It's going to take them 2 turns to get there, which means our fleet would get there first, but it still seems somewhat dangerous to do that. Oh, you know what we can do, though, is we can send these guys over to fight another pirate fleet. We will do that next episode, though, because we are out of time here, folks. All in all, though, quite a nice move forward for us. We didn't get the notification that we have annihilated the UE, but I'm strongly under the perception that this right here is why. They're losing population and improvements here. If this system were to become colonized, I think that we would get the elimination message. But until this becomes colonized, I don't think we will. But I'm still not seeing UE anywhere. Like unless there's a hidden node out here somewhere that we're missing, which is very unlikely at this point, I don't think that the UE is still around. I wish there was a better way to tell that. You know what? We could probably check their score, actually. They still have 726 on their score. But that may just be from this system that can still technically be recovered. We could take this system just to, you know, make sure they're eliminated, but I think it's probably overkill at that point. One thing we can look at, though, is our Academy fleet should have reached Herolium here. Not quite. All right. That will be it for this one. I know I said that before, but this time I mean it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!